What's up guys, Rosario here with another video. Today we'll be talking about performance enhancing drugs, aka steroids, their history, what to do, and what's their current role in today's health and fitness industry. Every day, millions scroll through fitness content, perfect bodies, insane strength, flawless physiques. But behind the aesthetics, there's a darker side to the industry, a growing epidemic of steroids. Are they a miracle drugs or a ticking time bomb? Today we'll break down what they are, how they work, how we got here, and why the line between fitness and obsession is blurrier than ever. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the fitness world is facing a steroid crisis and what no one wants to admit about it. So, what are steroids and how they work? Anabolic steroids are synthetic version of testosterone, the male sex hormone, which is responsible for muscle growth, strength recovery, and even mood. When you take them, your body is basically in permanent growth mode. Muscle protein synthesis skyrockets, recovery time drops, and suddenly you can train harder and more often than a natural lifter could ever do. But here's the catch. Your natural testosterone production shuts down. Your body basically says, if there's so much testosterone in the system, why produce any? That's when hormonal imbalance kick in. And it's not as simple as just stopping and bouncing back. It's like driving your car at full speed every single day. Yeah, you'll get places faster, but your engine won't last long. Now, for all the history buffs out there, steroids didn't just pop out of nowhere. They were developed in the 1930s, originally to treat muscle wasting diseases and help recover in war injuries. By the 1950s, they found their way into every single sport: weightlifting, track and field, and eventually bodybuilding. The golden era, the 70s, the 80s, gave us legends like Arnold, Franco, and Zane. Yes, steroids were part of the game, but the focus was still on aesthetics, balance, and proportions. The physiques looked strong, artistic, and achievable. Fast forward to now, social media mass exposure and also algorithm validation have changed everything. Bigger equals better. More size, more vascularity, more likes. And now it's not just pro athletes. It's your gym buddy, your online coach, and your favorite influencer using gear while selling you a natural program. What used to be a niche for elite competitors is now mainstream and it's spreading faster than ever. But let's talk about the why. Most people don't wake up one day saying, you know what, I want to do steroids. Usually starts with frustration. You're training hard, eating right, and just simply not seeing the results as fast as others. Then you scroll through Instagram and you see this shredded physique, glowing skin, and constant transformations. And you start thinking, maybe I am doing something wrong. That's when curiosity turns into temptation. One friend knows someone who knows someone and someone else who can, hook you up. One cycle just to see how it feels, and suddenly you're on the road of dependency. It's not always vanity. Sometimes it's insecurity, competition, or career pressure. Actors, models, influencers, athletes, all under the same spotlight of unrealistic expectations. But here's the truth: they work. There's no sugarcoating it. You'll gain faster, look fuller, recover better, and probably feel more confident. But steroids are like financial debt. Short-term rewards are high, but the long-term cost can destroy you. For every pound of muscle gained, there's a risk: liver damage, testosterone shutdown, and mental instability. Even more dangerous, once you see what your body looks like enhanced, going back natural feels impossible, and that's when the dependency starts. Now, steroids don't just make you look bigger, They also make you perform better. The reason behind it is that they increase red blood cell count, they improve oxygen delivery, and also boost neurodrive, which is your brain's connection to muscle strength. That's why they've infiltrated almost every sport from sprinting, football, powerlifting, CrossFit. Even endurance athletes microdose to recover faster between events. Now, the issue isn't just cheating, it's obviously health. What starts as a performance edge, it can become a lifelong damage. Let's talk about the side effect, the hidden cost of steroids. This is the part nobody on social media talks about because it doesn't look good in a thumbnail, I guess. The short-term side effects includes hormonal imbalance, acne, hair loss, oily skin, gynecomastia, which is exactly what it sounds like, which is male breast tissue, but also side effects that you don't see at a first glance, like mood swings, aggression, and infertility. What about long term now? Well, we're talking about heart enlargement, being the heart a muscle, liver toxicity, kidney damage, depression, anxiety, and obviously dependence. And here's something people tend to forget: your natural testosterone might never come back. Yeah, that's right. One wrong cycle, one bad recovery phase, and you could rely on hormone therapy for life. Is it really worth it for a few thousand likes? Well, I'll let you be the judge. Now, if you're not competing, is there any justification? For 99% of the people, no, absolutely not. If you're not a pro athlete, the risks far outweigh the rewards. And even then, many pros regret it later. You're trading long term health for temporary validation, numbers on a scale, or worse, on your social media feed. I get it. The pressure is real. But your worth isn't measured in vascularity or symmetry. You can look incredible naturally if you just stay consistent, sleep well, and eat smart. I know that sounds boring, but that's just the way it is. Now, what is the real dark side? Social media has pretty much redefined what normal is. You're bombarded with perfection, shredded abs all year round, impossible muscle density, and zero flaws. The constant comparison, what it does, it pretty much rewires your brain. You start to believe that looking average or healthy isn't just enough. That's called body dysmorphia. People get obsessed, with getting bigger or leaner, chasing a look that doesn't even exist naturally. And when they realize that those natural limits exist, that's when they turn to enhancements. Now, some even start believing their self-worth is directly tied to how shredded they look on camera. That's a real danger, guys, when fitness becomes self-harm disguised as dedication. Now, another area of this debate that's really not helping the whole conversation is the whole fake natties. Now, influencers claiming to be natural while clearly enhanced, while selling workout programs, supplements, or coaching plans that promise the same results, they're just profiting off deception. People buy their products, they try their routines, and when they fail to achieve those physiques, they blame themselves rather than realizing the truth. It's not a fair playing field, it's chemical versus natural, and most viewers don't even realize that. This isn't fitness anymore, it's marketing, which is built on insecurity. So, are influencers admitting it helping the cause, or are they just glorifying it? Well, recently some creators started being honest about it, admitting that they're enhanced. Now that's progress, so that's a good thing, but could also be a double-edged sword. The reason is that because when someone says, "Yeah, I'm on gear," but I'm being open about it can still come across as glorification, especially if they look great and have no visible downsides. Sometimes people focus too much on not seeing any visible acne or, no gynecomastia, or they don't lose their hair. So they think that everything is all right underneath when in fact their blood might be just soup. Honestly, come out as enhanced helps, but responsibility matters more. If you're going to talk about it, talk about both sides. Show the health risks, the dependency, the mental toll, not just the shredded physique. Is there a real solution here? Well, if you're thinking about using steroids, you must educate yourself first. Understand what you're putting into your body. Talk to a doctor, not just a friend from the gym or the dodgy dealer that hangs out on the corner of the gym. Be brutally honest with yourself about why you're doing it and if it's worth it. You know, but more importantly, we need to redefine what fitness means. It's not about just chasing someone else's highlight reel. It's about health, longevity, confidence, and balance. So, what is the best physique for you? The one that you can achieve. But most importantly, the one you can maintain naturally and proudly without sacrificing your health and happiness. So, awareness is important. More importantly, is responsibility, and that's what's going to help redefine fitness and hopefully move on from this dark phase. So, guys, remember, stay smart, stay healthy, and also never forget that the best version of yourself doesn't come from a vial.